Yes, folks, once again France gets hit with another senseless Islamic terrorist attack, and once again it's over a cartoon. And once again the delusional left-wing West struggle with the truth. Now, having said that, I think Macron has handled things quite well, apart from one idiotic thing he says in the last video clip I'm going to show you today. Anyway, let's get started.
Fox News alert now. At least 3 people are dead following a knife attack at a church in Nice, France. The suspect was shot and captured by police. The mayor now calling it a terrorist attack. Benjamin Hall is live for us in London. And Benjamin, what do we know about the victims of this attack?
Good morning, Trace. Well, we now know that among those 3 people who were so brutally killed this morning was an elderly woman. And we know that that woman was also tragically beheaded inside the church by the assailant as he shouted repeatedly, Allahu Akbar. This attack took place in Notre Dame Basilica at around 9 a.m. this morning, just before Mass started. Among the other victims were the church warden, as well as an unidentified person, and a number of other injuries. The suspect has not yet been named, but he was shot and arrested. The mayor of Nice quickly called this a terrorist attack, and he called on France to finally, definitively wipe out Islamic fascism in the nation.
Well, we're finally hearing the right language. The mayor called it Islamic fascism because that is exactly what it is. Did you hear that, Jacinda?
Remember, it was in Nice back in 2016 that a terrorist killed 86 people with a truck, and France today has now raised its terror level to the highest level. This attack follows the beheading a few weeks ago of a teacher outside his school near Paris. That shocked the nation. That teacher had shown his students a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad during a class on freedom of speech, and his death led President Macron to announce a crackdown on Islamic fundamentalism, shutting dozens of mosques.
Yeah, but he's got to do a lot more than just shutting those mosques. He's got to deport everyone who attends them.
President Macron also defended people's right to show these cartoons, and that is what's led to this widespread anger across the Muslim world. In fact, Macron's effigy has been burnt in Pakistan, Bangladesh and elsewhere, and there are also geopolitical implications, as President Erdogan of Turkey has called for a total boycott of all French products. And in fact, just a couple of hours after this attack in Nice, another man was shot and killed in Avignon in southeast France for brandishing a knife, threatening passers-by and shouting Allahu Akbar, and a security guard at the embassy in Saudi Arabia, the French embassy, was also attacked today. The fact is, France is bracing for more attacks, and the authorities there say it's a matter of when, not if, they come. Trace?
Yeah, now to Muslim reactions to Macron.
compatriote.
Our fellow citizen
A été lâchement
was killed in a cowardly way.
attaqué. A été la
He was a victim
victime d'un attentat
of a typical Islamist terror attack. Of a typical Islamist terror attack. Did you hear that, Jacinda?
terroriste, islamiste, caractérisé.
With this radical Islamism,
Il y a, dans cet islamisme radical, une volonté.
There is a desire openly stated,
Revendiquer, afficher une
a methodical organisation which aims
organisation méthodique pour
to break the rules of the French Republic
contrevenir aux lois de la République et créer
and to create a parallel order,
un ordre parallèle, séparatiste
separatist at first, but with a final goal,
dans un premier temps, mais dont le but final est de prendre
to take complete control. Did you hear that, Jacinda?
le contrôle complet, celui-ci.
Yeah, but sadly, Justin still hasn't got the memo.
First of all, let me say the terrorist attacks in France are absolutely unacceptable. They were heinous criminal acts, unjustifiable by any circumstances, and an affront to all of our values. We stand with everyone around the world in condemning this unacceptable violence. The criminals, the terrorists, the cold-blooded murderers who perpetrated these attacks do not represent Islam.
So who do they represent then?
They do not get to define Muslims in Canada, in France, or anywhere around the world.
Or anywhere around the world. So who represents those Muslims who are burning images of Macron then? And sadly, Jacinda hasn't got the memo either. Yeah, now folks, as bad as this terror attack was, it was a one-off and cannot be compared to what Europe has faced at the hands of Islam over the past 3 or 4 decades. And the terror attack in New Zealand was not carried out by a right-wing person, as they claim. Now, this is from USA Today, not exactly a conservative newspaper, and it has some quotes from Tarrant's manifesto. Yet those eager to tie Trump to the shootings mostly ignored the next sentence in which Tarrant was asked whether he supported Trump. As a policymaker and leader, dear God, no. But those who wanted to use Tarrant's work as a platform for more wide-ranging condemnation of Americans' conservatives were stymied by his unwillingness to take issue positions following the usual US political battle lines. The nation with the closest political and social values to my own is the People's Republic of China, he wrote. Tarrant said he could be right-wing or left-wing, depending on the definition. Tarrant called himself an eco-fascist, promoting green nationalism, anti-population growth, accepting Europeans, anti-urbanisation and pro-sustainable economic practices. He is pro-union, pro-minimum wage and pro-workers' rights to keep out immigrant labour, and he explicitly rejects conservatism, capitalism, individualism and consumerism. Conservatism is dead, he wrote, thank God. Hardly a person you'd call right-wing at all. Now this is where Macron loses it for me. In France, there's only one community. It's the national community.
Qu'une communauté. C'est la communauté nationale. Et je veux dire à tous nos concitoyens.
And I want to tell all our fellow citizens, no matter their religion, if they believe or not,
Quelle que soit leur religion, qu'ils croient d'ailleurs ou qu'ils ne croient pas, que nous devons dans ces moments
that we must be united in these times and not give in to the spirit of division. Wow, you complete, utter buffoon. You created this division through your failed multicultural policies. Yet here you are spewing out the same unity garbage that you've been spewing out for the past 40 years, and somehow you expect a different result. Nothing will ever change until you completely reject multiculturalism and stop Islamic immigration and start deporting bad actors. And just maybe then you can slow down the senseless slaughter of innocent people. And just maybe then you can really start talking about unity. Yeah, now folks, this terrorism in Europe and France may not have been going on for 40 years, but it sure feels like it. And it won't stop until there is civil war. And we are seeing the beginning of that right now.